What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more electronic, and we're here to finish Twisted Tenderness 1999. Thank you again to Chris. And the last track is Flicker. So, flicker is what a light does, it's what a candle flame does, something which has a dynamic motion and intensity, and at least in the context I just said, luminosity, meaning something that flickers. It's sort of shaking, dancing, and it is brighter and less bright depending on the moment or the snapshot in which you look at it. So, thinking maybe this will be a metaphor, flickering is something your emotions or your excitement or your feeling might do, and obviously you could perhaps envision a scenario where, looking at the future or looking at your life, there's flickers of hope or joy or sadness or disappointment, and they might be not fully constant and consistent, but again, varying in terms of their qualities and intensities. Of course, it might just be a word that allows for a certain type of sonic environment, so I'll see what I can catch. This is electronic. The tune is Flicker, and it's the last song on their 1999 album, Twisted Tenderness.
Politicians want to share their point of view. United Nations are demanding foreign troops have made a landing. City dealers at an auction, shares are falling fast. Suicide is not an option, waiting for the crash. I walk this wide road, can you tell me, will I reach the end? This endless night goes on, but I still can't find my way home. It's got medicine juice with alcohol. Desert states are praying for the rain to fall. Peace in Ireland is an issue. Goodbye bombs, we're gonna miss you. The southern ice has almost gone. The surly fools just carry on. I walk this wild road. Can you tell me, will I reach the end? This endless night goes on, but I still can't find my way home. I walk this wild road. Can you tell me, will I reach the end? This endless night goes on, but still I carry on.
What an awesome track to end the album, and I love the sonic construction and arrangement. Obviously, the acoustic guitar standing out very notably at the end, but a lot of edgy electric guitar. Indeed, I'd describe a lot of the track as very like mid to late 90s alternative rock, which again, and I know I've said this multiple times on this album, but like if you just played me the first electronic album, and if we jumped over like Raise the Pressure and I listened to this one, I'd be like, wow, like there's a huge gap. I do think there's a bit of a transitional sound maybe in Raise the Pressure, but yeah, this is just, it's very much not like electronic, kick drum dance floor. It definitely feels very alternative rock. Now still, electric sounds, and in that regard, maybe there's a garbage comparison to be made, but actually the band I was thinking of mostly, especially when it got really hard toward the end of the track, was like Smashing Pumpkins. That like if you put Billy Corgan's voice in here, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a Smashing Pumpkins tune from the 90s. But yeah, I really enjoyed the sonic edge, and I think like lyrically, to the degree I caught things, it's nice to have this as the ending track, talking about like walking this, wide road, and not knowing if you're going to make the end, and talking about maybe trying to change things or the future, and making reference to sort of this like teleological vision, even referencing like Jesus Christ. I wonder like if there's a bit of this like walking into the unknown, walking into the future, which as the final track on an album, it really works conceptually. Never mind how I think this track ties everything together sonically that we've heard on the album. So a really good choice of placement for this song in the record overall. And yeah, again, I enjoy the vocals. They're, they have an intensity in a couple moments, and I do enjoy also the way like the song could have ended maybe like 45 seconds, a minute before it did, but then it built back up and I had one more big burst, and then eventually got to a very intuitive, like right before that acoustic guitar where you could like hear the fingers sliding, right before that final part, there was like the measure ended, and I knew it was going to go into either, like just a full atmospheric dampening fade out, or maybe a final coda, which is what it did. But like the composition of the final part of the track was very intuitive to my brain, which I do always enjoy. But yeah, a really cool tune. Lyrically, I'll have to hear it some more, but again, some of the overriding ideas, and again, maybe Flicker as the idea of like not seeing clearly in every moment, or things not necessarily being constant, sort of trying to find your path with a flickering light, something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's something there. Maybe I'm not hearing a lot of it correctly, but yes, I definitely enjoyed this one. Really cool album closer. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. And indeed, in this moment, I don't remember what or if there is a next chapter in the electronic story, but I did want to once again thank Eric, Han Solo, and Chris, all of whom who've contributed to this deep dive. And yeah, this is a really cool thing, because again, I had heard of New Order certainly growing up and over the years, even if I didn't know many of their tunes, although one or two more than I realized. But yeah, knowing that electronic was, a bit of this coming together of different people, because I'd heard of the Smiths too, same thing, where like, I knew who Johnny Marr was, but I never knew he was part of a group with Bernard Sumner, and then to know that they like work with the Pet Shop Boys, it's the way like a few different deep dives that I'm doing on YouTube sort of dovetailed together. That was very cool. So anyway, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.